Oh shit. These guys at the Legend of Korra, they fucking up again, man. Here's the thing about it. These the Legend of Korra series, and if you don't know, I'm doing a review of season 3 of Legend of Korra. If you look at the title, they have such a great base, and I'm talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Great base. Then they have the Legend of Korra. Starts off great, gets shaky, and this is the gripe I have with them. They have such a great potential to be one of the greatest cartoons ever come out, and they always fuck something up. That's the only that shit gets irritating. Like the first season started off great. I mean, excellent. Then they waned on Korra's progression. They didn't develop her, properly. They turned her mind into a joke, even though her mind was shaping up to be one of the greatest villains of all time. One of the greatest villains of all time. Fucked that up. And then the ending was just so, like, the last 2 episodes thing was just so fucking terrible, man. And they had a couple little annoyances, like with the relationship with Mako and Korra and all. It was just like, okay, we got that, and it's annoying, and maybe it's real, and I can go along with it, but it's so fucking annoying to have it when it doesn't even really need to be. You understand? We didn't really need all that. We should call them Aang's and Katara's relationship was way better than that. We ain't need no bullshit ass relationship just to end just for no reason, and it was annoying as hell. Other than that, in the first season, everything was fucking great. It was like, why do you guys fall apart? Then in the second season, right? It started off okay, and it kept getting better and better and better and better. Then they got a villain, right? Now here's the thing about the villain. They brought in a villain you didn't have to fuck with. It was just a being of evil, the spirit of darkness. That was a great thing to do. They developed the spirit world, the balances of the spirit, meaning the good spirit, the spirit of light, which is Rava and Batu and whatnot, got a great concept of having the anti-avatar. It was just building up and getting better and better and better. Then at the fucking end, I mean, I might have had maybe one little tiny complaint about that season until the end. Then at the end, they fucked up Korra. She goes into a tree. Next thing you know, she's got better power than the Avatar when she wasn't infused with Rava. It didn't make no damn sense. It didn't make no sense. So here in this season, right, it starts off bad. The first episode started off terrible. And the reason why I say it started off terrible is because even though the first episode was kind of good, but it started off terrible. The first episode started off terrible, was ended good. First off, Korra's still the Avatar. How is she still the Avatar? If I'm not mistaken, didn't she get separated from Rava? Rava got destroyed, but she's not really technically destroyed because she'll be back. So how is there even a Avatar in general? And how is she still able to bend all the elements? It just was annoying. It's like, wait, hold on. How did that happen? It didn't make no sense. It didn't make no sense. She's still the Avatar. The Avatar cycle is still there, except she lost contact with the previous Avatars. It didn't make no sense. And they ain't give us no explanation to why it happened. Why is this Avatar cycle still intact? Why is she still the Avatar? Why can she still bend all the elements? How can she still go into the Avatar state? If I'm not mistaken, Rava started the Avatar state. And Rava's not here anymore. So it started off, I was like, come on, man. They should have gave us an explanation like this new avatar, which is Korra, who was the old avatar. Like, I'm just giving an example, just to make something up. And maybe this might not work, but just an example to give you an example of what I mean. Okay, when she went into that tree and increased her spirit power, now instead of using Rava, she's using her own spirit. Even though she would be weaker, she could still maintain the avatar state to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Just give us something where we can say, okay, I can go with that. You know what I'm saying? Or like the Rava started the avatar state, but that's because she was a spirit of light and she was a spirit and she lended her spirit powers to the avatar, enhancing him and making it so that he can go to the avatar state. So when Korra went to that tree and it enhanced her spirit power, whatever the fuck it was, she was able to perform the same techniques or whatever as Rava, just to a much lesser degree. Then I'll be like, you know what? That makes sense. Okay, she's a less powerful avatar, and the avatar cycle will keep going until Rava come back and can remerge with the avatar. I could have went with that and be like, you know what? Okay, cool. And just go with everything they said from then on. But this third season, after you get rid of, once you stop thinking about that stuff that didn't make no sense, everything in the season was excellent. Everything in the third season outside of that was excellent. They bring in a new villain, right? His name's Zahir. This dude, after Amon was, messed up, after they messed up Amon, his character mops the floor with that. And he had a nice team. And they expanded on the Lotus people, their backstory. They expanded on that. We got a new character. The dude name was Kai. He was very interesting. It was entertaining. Oh, man. The third season, outside of that little thing, in the very first episode, every other episode outside of the end was perfect. The only thing I said was, the only reason I'm saying the end wasn't perfect is because they said they had to kill her in the avatar state in order to stop the avatar cycle. Okay. But in my mind, I'm thinking she shouldn't even be able to go to the avatar state. It shouldn't even be an avatar cycle. That's the only reason why I'm saying that last episode wasn't perfect. But other than that, everything was perfect. We got a new bender, a lava bender. The shit was nice. What he could do was nice. These guys developed their bending to an extent where no one can mess with them. And then they had the leader who wasn't a bender at all. And when the spirit world merged with the regular world, it unlocked the potential for more airbenders. And you know what? They didn't give an exact explanation why it could happen, why it did happen, but you can go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because back in the days when the people was living, when the spirit world and the human world was combined, you had way more benders, or you had way more benders, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people was bending. Anybody can gain the powers of bending if it was granted to them. So with the spirit world coming in contact with the human world, there's like a balance being created again instead of things being cut off. Now it was troublesome seeing that the spirit world was combined with the human world because of all the trouble that it caused before. But I can kind of go with that. With Korra saying, this is how the world used to be. The spirits and whatever was combined and whatnot, and we see how the spirits were turning evil. Being that I can't remember exactly how it happened. The spirits was turning evil or whatever. So she said, you know what? I'll just end it all and just start over anew. I can kind of go with that. I think they should have expanded on that, and made sure that we knew exactly where she was coming from. I could go with that. You know what I'm saying? So after she combined the world and whatnot, and then you see all the vines come up, and then the people of the city talking about, I know Korra saved the planet about 3 or 4 times, but the only thing I can think about is these trees. I could give a fuck about some trees if you saved my life. But anyway, that's how it happens in real life. So I can go with that. But yeah, Zahir was nice, and we see how he studied on airbenders, right? The dude was just so deep into that. I wonder what made him, go so deep into it. Probably because he probably studied a lot of different, benders. You understand? Because remember, he was rolling with benders. He was helping the benders out. As far as I know, he was rescuing them. He rescued the combustion bender, his girlfriend or whatever. So he probably was really into bending, but just couldn't bend. His parents might have been, benders or whatever. Who knows? But I think that he's probably studied a lot of different things. But when he found out that, oh, now I'm an airbender now let me go back into my memory and pull up all the airbender information I had. And he just took that to the next level. And I love what they did with Tenzin. Tenzin was the only airbender master. And you see how this dude was a beast. I mean, ever since we first seen Tenzin, and I like how he's the opposite of really Aang, and this is great. But he was a beast, right? But nobody really gave him that much credit. Now we see Zahir, and Zahir is a beast with the airbender now. He was able to take the information he had, apply it to what he already does, and to be able to master that in just a short amount of time. But what I liked was they really displayed how good Tenzin is. He just learned airbending and was able to master it. But then he gave credit to Tenzin. He said, now I'm fighting against a true airbender master, right? And Tenzin was mopping the floor with Zahir. That shows, and I believe in my mind, from what I've seen, Zahir is a much better hand-to-hand combatant than Tenzin. But Tenzin's a real, true airbending OG from back in the day. Real, true to airbending. And he was able to, Zahir couldn't mess with him. Couldn't even mess with him. And on top of that, you also got to take into effect that Zahir is able to beat a lot of the people that wasn't airbending, because there's not really many airbenders. They don't know how to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? It's probably hard. It's probably like fighting in southpaw boxing. So of course he's going to have a little bit of an advantage on top of the other bender. And he was used to fighting benders when he didn't even have powers. So Zahir could, knock somebody out the box. But when it came to Tenzin, he said, no, you can't mess with me in terms of this airbending. And I loved how they did that. And they added to, they had the girl who can water bend with her mind. You bring out the lava bender. He was nice. He probably was the most powerful outside of actually, I think he was more powerful than Zahir, actually, to be honest, until Zahir unlocked his true powers by studying what's that dude named Guru Gamora, whatever his name, Guru the hero, whatever the dude name was. Until he unlocked that power, I think the lava bender dude was nice. They expanded him. That's why I like earthbenders so much. They expanded on that. Earthbenders could do everything. They could do sand, crystals, earth, metal, and now lava. Earthbenders are nice, and they're just so powerful. That's why I like the earthbenders so much. And with them doing lava now, it was just nice. And when they released all the prisoners and whatnot, and this group actually supersedes Amon's group in total, because it was really only Amon, Asami's dad, who was a G. Oh man, they did right by him, and his second-hand man. So it was them three, but then, like I said, Amon fell apart. So it really was only two well-ly developed characters out of them three. With Zahir's group, even though they didn't have as much potential as Amon, they did great with them from the beginning to the end. These guys had the concept of there should be no society. There was anti-establishment. And they thought that if we go back to hunter-gatherer, things would be better. And there are people out there that think like that. But these people were just extremists. So their ideals actually made perfect sense. They said, well, look what happens when society, we got poor people. We got poverty running amok. Queens just, wreaking havoc on the citizens, extorting the citizens. So we need to bring everything back together and live out our lives like back, They said that there was only one order, and that's chaos. I know it doesn't sound right, but if you really think about it, everything's chaos. So he does make a point if you understand what he's saying. He's saying that just let everything be. Not chaos is everything just going, you want everything just to be in complete utter chaos, but just let everything be and take its own course. He thinks society steps away from the natural course and order of things. So that's was their dealings, and that's what they were trying to get back. They're trying to bring the spirit world and the human world back together, and then end all establishment and bring everything back to its basic form. And that would end poverty. It would end poverty. There'd be no such thing as, because you wouldn't be no need for, well, it wouldn't be much need for money after that. So they do have a point. So other than, like I said, that first episode, the first couple things that you got to ignore, if you get that out your mind, the episode, book 3, other than those, would have been absolutely perfect, which is why I'm so mad about Korra, is because each season they do 1 or 2 things that piss me off. You understand? Let me go see what you call it. They do 1 or 2 things that piss me off. But this season, I had to get that whole, okay, this doesn't make sense thing out of my head. But once I got through that, I was able to enjoy the whole series. And remember, the dude Zahir flying, that makes complete other sense. How can you fly using airbending? So they expanded on the airbending. Remember, the airbenders can't really they don't bend a whole lot of different things. They just bend air. You understand? So they expanded on that by, the dude breath bending and just absorbing shit out of people's lungs. That was nice. But think about it. Those bisons use the air bisons or whatever. They use airbending to fly. So it made complete other sense. And when Gamora got knocked off. Oh, Gamora, that was her name. Plea. When she got knocked off, man, this shit was great. And I like how they do right by female characters. They do pretty good by female characters in Korra and just in general. What's her name? Lin Bei Fong. Her and the sister's relationship, I thought it was gonna be some cheesy old shit where, they had an argument over a boy. No, they actually went in depth and showed how Lin's sister was breaking up the damn family, and it really was something to piss her off. If one of my family members sat there and undermined my authority, as in terms of my job, just because, we sisters, I can do whatever I want to you, and then do whatever she want and become a criminal, that would fuck it up with me and my family. So they really did nice by that. So, like I said, them doing right by female characters and not making it real cheesy or making it chick flick, they really did good in this series, other than just those minor complaints. Let me go ahead and see the comments, see what's going on. The Legend of Korra is my shit. Yeah. This season right here was nice. But the only thing like I said, it keeps pissing me off because they could have had Avatar: The Last Airbender was great. These 3 seasons all could have been perfect seasons had they not made a couple mistakes here and there. They left so much to be desired by making those last little couple mistakes. Let's see, okay, no other comments. Is there anything else I want to finish off? Oh yeah, one other thing. When they bring in the lava bender, that was so great. Then they bring up some cheesy stuff about Bolin saying that he wanted to be a metal bender so long. At first, I was like, wait, they never gave any inclination that he wanted to be a metal bender until now. Now, I would have preferred if he would have said, well, the girl's a metal bender, and why not increase my power? You know what I'm saying? That would have made sense. But he just out the blue said, I always wanted to be a metal bender. You know what I'm saying? And he was trying to metal bend so fucking hard. And I kept saying, oh, he's going to do it. He's going to do it. He's going to do it. It's going to be so cheesy, right? When Bolin lava bended, it was not cheesy at all. You found out, okay, he's not going to metal bend, but he got something even more powerful. Lava bending? Oh, man. They did right by Bolin. And they actually brought Bolin back. Like, I think in the, they kind of skimped out on Bolin a little bit in the, I think, the latter part of the first season and in the second season. But they brought Bolin back pretty well in this season. And it wasn't cheesy. The lava bender wasn't cheesy. And they showed by what's my name? Boomy. Boomy's a G. He's just such a great character in general. They showed that when he was when his life was in danger or he was in trouble, that's when his airbender kicked in. He found that he could airbend. I like the fact that he really can't airbend too well, because we all like the fact that he wasn't a bender in general and uses natural strength. So that show that made it so that when Bolin lava bended, when his life depended on it, and he was actually, remember they said that only 100 out of only 1 out of 100 earthbender can actually metal bend, meaning that some people are naturally gifted to metal bend if they unlock it, meant that Bolin is even in another class. He was able to lava bend, but it didn't unlock until his life was in danger. He really needed it, and found out he could lava bend. That shit was nice, man. They did good by him. It wasn't cheesy or nothing. And which is the reason why I'm only pissed, is because they actually knocked a couple characters off. The Earth Queen, the Earth Queen, that girl Plea, whatever. They knocked a few characters off. Didn't seem cheesy. The sense of danger was there. The fighting was awesome. And like I said, this group that we had in season 3 just shitted on, all, the other 2 seasons. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Go ahead and leave your comments. What's my favorite part? I like Bolin, and I started to not like Bolin after the 2nd season, because they ain't really do much with him. Only did with the Ton Rock thing, whatever. Nuck Tuck. That was pretty much his only role he played. He didn't really do much other than Nuck Tuck. So I was so happy they brought him back. He started to become more of my favorite character again. Well, was he my favorite character? I don't know about favorite. Tenzin's up there. Tenzin was my favorite character in Bolin. Bolin came back with a vengeance in this one. So Tenzin, Bolin, and who else? Kai. I started liking Kai. Kai was nice. But I think Tenzin and Bolin was like my favorite. So they brought him back, and when he did the lava bending, boy, that shit was when he lava bended, that shit was my favorite. You know what? And actually, I had the idea that he might start lava bending, because when I was thinking about it, I said he can't metal bend. He was trying metal bend. I said, well, what about sand bending? And he didn't sand bend. And I said, well, remember when they went to the desert, and I thought he might start sand bending then, but he didn't. And then when they got down to the lava part, right, and they're going through the tunnels, I said, what if this dude could lava bend? Now, even though I said in my mind, I didn't think he was going to do it. So when they did do it, I was like, oh my God. So that's the case with that. That was probably my favorite part. And then also when he was fighting the lava bender dude, I forgot what his name was. He was fighting him. The dude said, oh, we're going to go through this again. He was whooping Bolin's ass. Then he said, but guess what? He said, since our last fight, Papa got a brand new bag. That was my part too. Oh man, that was nice. And when Zahir started flying, that part was nice. Also, they didn't do the whole I'm super, I supersede everybody because I unlocked a new power. They said, okay, I know that he's now at this point in time. At first, Tenzin was the most powerful airbender. Then he became the most powerful airbender by unlocking the true potential of airbenders, being able to fly. Not just flight. I guess they said once you untether yourself and become one with air, I guess that girl was, always in his mind. Once she was killed, it was like, okay, I can focus on my mission. I got to clear my mind. I'm never worried about her safety anymore, or whatever, because she's already done for it. So they didn't show her getting killed, but we knew she got killed. So that untethered him from that, and now he can totally put himself into airbending, which unlocked him to the next level. And then they said, I don't give a fuck how strong of an airbender he is. He ain't fucking with 30 airbenders. And that was like, I was like, hell yeah. Numbers against that motherfucker. They was throwing up Will Smith numbers. But anyway, go ahead and leave your comments. Wait, hold on. These motherfuckers leaving comments right when I was getting ready in the video. What battle got you hyped? We should call it the last battle when Korra was in the Avatar state. She was fighting against my man Zahir. That was nice because it was a flying battle. But we should call Korra really wasn't. She was flying, but she was just using firebending. She was doing that fire lure Ozai shit. Just having basically making jetpacks out of her feet. Oh yeah, we got to see what you call him too. Zuko. Zuko was nice in this series too. He had matured. He was somewhat like Uncle, but more serious. Uncle was a G back in the day. So he was like a serious version of Iroh, except You know, he was taller, he was thinner. You know, he wasn't as much of a joke. He was just like real serious, you know. So I liked seeing him. And he had a dragon. That was some G shit. So yeah, that was nice. But bowling against the lava bender. But I thought that what they were going to do was have Korra. I mean, yeah, Korra. Well, damn, hold on. Have Tenzin fight Zahir, right? Korra fight the waterbending girl. I forgot what her name was. She because she's a waterbender, and what you call them? Korra's originally a waterbender anyway. Then have Bolin against the lava bender, and have Mako against the combustion bender. That's what I thought they were going to do. I thought it would have been nice to team them up like that. And we seen that Tenzin was more than a match for Zahir at the beginning. He would have killed Zahir. And we've seen that even though these guys were strong, they said that Tunrock, which Korra's dad, put one of them away anyway. So even though they were strong, they didn't seem like they were super invincible. They were smart though. So that added to that too. It wasn't like they was invincible. They were just very meticulous and calculated too. They wasn't just only powerful. They got a couple people. Tunrock was able to fuck with them. Tenzin was able to fuck with them. Korra was able to fuck with them. Mako and Bolin could kind of fuck with them. They couldn't beat them, but they can keep up a little bit. For some, I don't. Zuko. I mean, damn. What's the name? Mako couldn't beat the what you call the waterbender girl. What happened was she was fighting with a limited amount of water, and he was able to use the fire bending to get rid of that. And at the end, use the electric, the lightning bending to finish off. That's what finished off. In terms of power, in terms of bending, she was more powerful than him. Okay, who's your favorite member of the Red Lotus? The lava bender. After that, Zahir. After that, the water bender, then the combustion bender. And that's pretty much it. Go ahead and leave your comments, like the video, and subscribe. Because I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. And you got the power to change that.